Hello there, welcome to another page of my Concertina sketchbook. I think to start with I will say hi, nice to see you again, or nice to be in your presence again. And if you're enjoying these Concertina sketchbooks, please feel free to like and subscribe and share with your friends, because it'd be nice to have a few more people subscribing. Our subscriber numbers are mainly well, more than 50% not subscribers, so it'd be nice to have you as part of this, and that way you get these as soon as they come out. Not just these, obviously, Create McKev as well. Create McKevin as well. Anyway, back to the fun stuff. So this one is, I started with a trusty circle, because, you know, circles are a nice place to start, gives you a focal point and what have you. And as I recall, this one's mainly in pencil, so I'm obviously doing the outlines and stuff with a mechanical pencil here. This is the one I got from the Artful box, so it's quite a nice little, oh gosh, one of the Faber Castell ones, so that's quite a nice little thing. It's a good pencil actually. It's slightly narrow for my tastes as far as wielding it is concerned, but the actual pencil itself, the quality of the leads is good, so that's always fun, because it's nice to be able to rely on them. They seem to not break as much. I've had leads from mechanical pencils before. It's like if you put any sort of pressure on them, they just go crunch, and that's it, and you've lost it. As you can see, we've got a sort of ball shape, well, circular shape here, and that underneath is my attempt at drawing. You know those stands that you can get, you just use for presentation of all sorts of things. You put like bowls and what have you on them as well. Just a really cheap plastic one. It's supposed to be, I think this one's supposed to come out looking a little bit tacky, and yeah, just because that's the feeling you're supposed to get about the character that it's about. Yeah, I suppose the character that it's about. That makes as much sense as anything I ever say. This one wasn't too hard to actually do, because even though at the beginning I was a bit, I cut out all the thinking bit where it was just basically me staring at a blank paper for about 10 minutes, going, I wonder what. But once the idea came to just start with a circle, it's actually a lot easier. So I've got very vague shapes in the background, because the idea is to make it, you know, when you have a portrait shot of someone and you've got them in really strong focus, and then the background and the foreground a bit blurry, that's the kind of effect I'm going for here. So I want this object that I'm drawing to be the focus of what I'm trying to do, I think. I'm not sure this is particularly well focused either, but that's just me all over. So yeah, so these are just the basic outlines and what have you. Well, you probably guessed already, judging by the thing that's gone over the top of it. It's a crystal ball, and that's some sort of scarf on top of it. It's one of those scarves, you know, the ones with the pom-poms around the edges. And if you know if you guessed what my theme is for this book, then you probably know which character this refers to in the book. I'd love you to put, in the book, or in the TV show if you prefer, or the radio play. It's been very, very popular in the last sort of, well, it's always been popular in our household, but it's been more widely popular in the last sort of 5 years or so. The last 2 years particularly. That probably gives you a bit more of a clue. Yeah, it's me just adjusting it so that the actual what's the word I'm looking for? So that the perspective works a bit better. So this is where I split off because I was in the middle of something and then decided that I was going to do something else for a little while. So I'm bringing this. This is me. This is my manual zoom. It's basically me lowering the arm, and then I forgot to record the bit after that. Well, I didn't forget to record it. I put it on pause because I was distracted and I forgot to take it off pause. So I'm afraid you missed me doing all the shading on the actual scarf bit. But you can see it's come out a bit redder on the screen. It was definitely much pink. It's much pinkier in the book, in my book, in the Concertina book. It's also more pinky in the book that I'm working on. Since the room it's supposed to be in is a very pink, fluffy room, I was thinking about drawing a doily under it, but then I've probably finished this picture before it could be actually finished. Does that make sense? No, that doesn't really make sense. I finished it. I could do a lot more work on this, is what I'm saying. But I got to a point and I thought to myself, actually, if I do much more work on it, it's just going to ruin any clarity it's got. So these are a combination of all my colouring pencils. So you've got Staedtler ones, you've probably got a couple of Faber Castells in there. The ones, if you see, that one with dots on, that's a Faber Castell. I've got some round ones which are basically cheap, no-name colours. I've got some ones with the lines the lines on are the Staedtler ones, I think. I've also got some of the erasable ones from Tesco's, which are quite nice because you can do like details and stuff. So is that the white one? Is that? I also used the white one that I got from my Artful box. Just partially because it's just a really nice, strong colour, but also partially because the white kind of helps you get a more even tone over things. If you look on the where the scarf is, you'll see that I've actually used and on the crystal ball itself, I've actually used the eraser from the. I'm trying to make that more pink. I put on too much red on that bit. And no, that's the Staedtler white, which is not quite as soft as the Faber one. But yeah, I use the erasers to try and make it look as if the image is slightly broken up and that the fabric is a little bit crumpled and yeah, there's not an awful lot left on this video now. I'm really sorry you missed all the bit where I was doing the fabric because that one actually I was quite pleased with that because it actually turned out quite. I think it's come out quite softly, if that makes sense. It makes it look like it's actually soft fabric rather than. I mean, that partly the character is quite a soft character, which is why I wanted to do it in the pencils because it gives you a softer sort of effect. And also, I don't often use pencils, so it's just something to. I don't know. I feel like I'm in a bit of a rut art-wise at the minute, so it's quite nice to actually use something a bit different that's actually more of a challenge to use. I don't know if you feel the same way, but sometimes you just want to do something a bit different. Right, here I'm trying to do the background here. And as I say, I could have done a lot more work in both the background and the thing, but I actually think that on the crystal ball, but I actually think it works better not to do that because it makes sure that's the focus of the image, which perhaps I should put slightly more to one side, but it's kind of tricky because this double spread of the Concertina books is almost square. So it's, what do you think? I have no idea what I was doing. Probably making sure that I haven't got something on top. I made that one much, much too purple. Horrible. But yeah. No, I like purple, but for this particular character, purple just doesn't work. Not anything that vibrant purple. I don't know if it's worked out alright. Let me know in the comments if you think it works okay. And a little thing there. Put it on purple, try and get an edge on that. Yeah, see. So I was going to put a doily on there instead, and then I thought use the eraser to make the doily, but I've actually tried to make it look more like reflections off the thing. Ah, here we go, and this is a different position. I've had to bunch up because my daughter's come home from college, university I should say. So we're sharing her bedroom, which I feel guilty about, but there you go, such is life. But yeah, so that's it, all finished. Slightly different lighting conditions. I think it looks pretty good. It doesn't look as 3D as I would have liked, but you can't have everything. And I will see you soon, and have a fantastic time and try some pencils out. Bye bye.